Unfortunately, then you might actually get arrested for being in possession of drugs. Like, you're arrested because you're in possession of drugs. Hi guys, welcome to my channel. I hope you guys are good, having a good day, having a good week, wherever you are watching this at whatever time. Thank you so much guys for engaging in the content that I post. Thank you so much for commenting, for liking, for sharing, and more importantly for subscribing. Now, as you can see in today's title of the video, we are getting in it for real. We are getting in it. I've been asked a lot of questions with regards to this. A lot of people have asked questions with regards to selling, reselling, and creating products that have cannabis. Now, for people who like to call it colloquially, I don't know if it's a colloquial term, but cannabis is also known as marijuana. Marijuana is also known as weed, the good plant, the Lord's plant. So definitely do stay tuned. And we are going to get to talking about how you can sell, resell, and create products that have CBD in them. Now, the first thing that you need to know is that in South Africa, CBD was decriminalized. So what this means is that it is no longer a criminal offense to be in possession of 20 milligrams or less of CBD in South Africa. If you have more, then it's kind of a problem. If you have more, it's a problem if you are not licensed to sell or licensed to resell or even licensed to create products that contain CBD. So what this means is that as an individual, it is not illegal for you to grow your own CBD or to have your own CBD or to even sell your own CBD, but it must be at a quantity that is lower than 20 milligrams. Now, this is South Africa, and in as much as they tell us things like these and they give us these improved legislation with regards to these, I have to mention that this is South Africa, and sometimes if police even find you in possession of 5 milligrams of weed, they might just arrest you if they're having a bad day because this is South Africa. Now, if you are acquainted well with your legal rights, then you can know that, okay, no, but this was decriminalized, so I don't know why you guys are actually doing this. I don't know, but do I look like a hippie today? It's so weird. Like, I'm talking about this and I look like a hippie. I don't know, I just had to mention that. Like, I genuinely look like a hippie. So the second thing, guys, is you don't need a license for personal use. You don't need a license for personal use. But because this is South Africa and South Africa has these strange laws, apparently you do need a license to add it into products or to even trade it. Now, here's the weird part, and this is why I say that it's weird, because South Africa has weird laws that I don't think they thought through, you understand? If your dosage is 20 milligrams or less, when diluted, you do not need a license to trade. You understand? So you don't need a license to sell or resell when it's lower than 20 milligrams, your dosage, and when it's diluted. So you guys need to understand that not only does it need to be less than 20 milligrams, but it needs to be diluted. So if you're selling straight weed from the bag, straight CBD from the bag, then unfortunately that is illegal. And unfortunately then you might actually get arrested for being in possession of drugs. Like, you're arrested because you're in possession of drugs. So yeah, guys, it's important to just lay those things out. But today I'm not really talking about cannabis with regards to personal use. I'm talking about licensing with regards to being a cultivator of products containing CBD. Whether you want to sell things like CBD oil, or whether you want to sell things like products in J that contain the plant, then you kind of need to follow these steps that I'm about to give you guys, and it's very important. And what's also important is that if you feel like you're doing too much, like if you do not have means of calculating the dosage in each and every single bottle, then I feel like you need to contact SAPRA, which I'm going to talk about later on. But you need to contact SAPRA so that you don't find yourself on the wrong side of the law. You understand? So we don't want to find you guys there. So anyway, just to reiterate this, that personal use is regarded when it's 20 milligrams and less, and when you sell it 20 milligrams and less, when it's diluted, then you don't need a license. But child, if it hits that 20.5 milligram or 21 milligram or 20.3 milligram, whether it's diluted or not, you need to get a license, right? You need to get a license. Like, that is important. Now, in order for you guys to get a license to be licensed to sell cannabis containing products, you need to apply to SAPRA, right? And I'll attach the link down below on the description box where you can apply, where you can just read all about it and apply. Now, for personal use, as I mentioned before, you do not need to apply. So please, guys, for personal use, you don't need to apply. They'll even tell you on the on the link, they'll tell you on the website that you don't need to apply if you're using it for personal use, if it's under 20 milligram and it's diluted. And I need to say this, guys, if it's under 20 milligram and it's not diluted, you can't use it. Like, you can't use it. It has to be diluted. Even though it's under 20 milligram, for you to not be licensed, it has to be diluted, right? But if it's not diluted, then you need to license it. So you must apply to SAPRA, which then allows you to access your legal cannabis or your legal marijuana and prescribe it as an unregistered medicine. So SAPRA legit does that, where it prescribes certain medications for use that they can be used even though they are unregistered medicines. So within the field, there is registered medicines and there is unregistered medicines. So usually if you check your bottles with regards to your pills or your medications, if you just check your bottles, or if you just check, you see that long ass paper that no one reads, that has your side effects, that has the dosage numbers and all of that. If you check that with regards to your prescription, it will tell you that this is a registered medicine or this is an unregistered medicine. You understand? But each and every single unregistered medicine has a license to trade. It has a license to access whatever medication that is within it to be prescribed to people. So it is licensed, right? And you find countries and places like America that are legit fighting for these things. They go to court each and every single day, and they fight for such things. They fight for the law with regards to reselling, selling, and cultivating cannabis, especially for personal use, because there are so many rules that go into it, especially things like if it's under a certain dosage, then it has to be diluted. That's when you can sell it. But if it's not diluted, you can't sell it. You need to get a license. And the one thing that's annoying about a license is that they are very difficult to acquire. Guys, it can legit take 10 years to acquire a license from SAPRA with regards to CBD. Like, I am not joking. It can take you 10 years, 5 years, 6 years just to get a license. And there's so much that goes into it. For instance, you need to state things like the dosage, how much in a product, how much milligrams are going to go into that. You need to justify why it's necessary for you to only use that. Sometimes they'll even be like, but then you can use this product. For instance, you say, I want to use this oil as a stress reliever. And then they could say to you, you could use salts. You understand? Like legal Epsom salts, legal ocean salts to relieve to relieve that stress. So why aren't you using that? Why is it a must for you to use CBD? Why do you need to use it? So you need to justify why it's the only option to use, and you regularly need to check in with SAPRA. And that is quite annoying, because whenever you tweak something to the to the medication, you kind of or to the product, you kind of need to explain that I tweaked this, and they need to give you permission to tweak it. So you can't just really do it on your own willy-nilly, you understand? And SAPRA will also look at things like siting. Where is your cannabis being cultivated? How is it being cultivated? Under what conditions? Is there relevant equipment that is needed where you need to cultivate it, right? And it will also look at the creation of the product, where your facilities, your labs, it needs to look at things if you're compliant. And if you register it, you need to have a facility. You need to have what is called a grow facility, where you grow it, where you test it, where you create the product, where you test the created product, and all of that. Like, you need to have a grow facility with regards to cultivating, selling, reselling CBD, because the thing is, it is a medication. And even if it's just CBD oil, for instance, if you are a masseuse and you want to incorporate it into the massages that you give people at your day or night or whatever spa, right? It is regarded as medication because it does have healing properties to it. So they kind of need to look at all of those things, and it does take a while. It does take a lot of money. Getting a license does take a lot of money, guys. Like, it's not like you're registering with CIPC. It's not like, I don't know why I clapped, but it's not like you're registering with CIPC. No, there is so much more that goes into that. The licenses are very expensive. There is a guy that I know who only got his license after 8 years, and he was only creating CBD oil. He got his license after 8 years. It took him close to R500,000 to get licensing, to get a grow facility, to get equipment for the grow facility, to ensure that temperatures within the grow facility are, so it's just like medication, guys. They treat it like medication, and in order to be registered, you need to have facilities, you need to have equipment that goes according to their compliance status, because if you don't, then you're not going to be able to trade, you're not going to be able to resell, whether you get it from another place, and so it's all of that. So I don't know, it's a very tricky business to enter into, because there are just so many requirements, you guys. It's very discouraging, I won't lie. A lot of people who do ask me end up being discouraged because of the many laws that are there. There's a new law that's being changed suddenly, and they'll tell you that it's no longer 20 milligrams, it's 15 milligrams, you understand? So laws are being changed, and the one thing that's annoying with regards to all of this is that they kind of hide the laws. I don't know why. It's like they don't want South Africans in South Africa. They don't want us to cultivate it, to sell it, to resell it, whether it will heal your cancer, whether it will heal your diabetes, whether it will heal your headache, whether it will remove muscle tension, whether it will heal your arthritis. Listen, it could do so much good, but it's like they don't want us to sell it. So whenever they make changes to laws and stuff like that, they kind of hide it from you guys. It's hard to get a government gazette that explains the laws with regards to cannabis and what you can do and what you can't do. It's very hard. Like, I bet you guys go on to you're going to get like the information that I stated, probably and less. You're going to get it on different websites who cultivate it, who already are licensed with SAPRA. But in JNJ Government Gazette, you're not going to get it, because it's like they really don't want us to be cultivating that. I don't know, South Africa's just against a lot of things with regards to cultivation. Whether you're getting land to grow food, whether you're getting land to grow livestock, they are just red tapes. Like, so many red tapes, guys. Like, it's crazy. Like, this country is kind of backward with a lot of things, and that's why we are where we are. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining today. Thank you guys for listening in today. Have a good week. Have a good day wherever you are doing whatever you are doing. Please don't forget to like. Please don't forget to share. And please don't forget to subscribe. And also hit that notification bell so that you are notified when I post next. On to the next string along with Pearl.